Grand Rising. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. Today is May 11th, 2025. It is 7:50 a.m. real time in my area. I hope everybody's having a positive, productive start to your day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. I know that this day can be a joyous day or a difficult day, depending on, what your personal life entails. But whether your mother is here, whether she's gone, good morning, Grand Rising. Whether she's, look at that. Today is a pinata full of unknowns popped out. We're going to start with our morning mantra. Whether your mother's with you, whatever your circumstances are, I mean, we all have a mother. I hear the drama, I see the drama, I fire up my jetpack and blast away from the drama. So yes, today can very much be a day of drama, depending on what your family situation is. Not letting the day get you down. Don't let it put you in a negative mindset. We'll get a grief affirmation. Don't let your grief take away the joy of the day. Though my grief is painful, it is a natural, necessary, and healthy response to my wounds. I can learn to work with these feelings so that they can eventually guide me to a place of healing and safety. Grief is a natural part of life, no matter what day it is. A lot of us have mother wounds, whether that wound is from a relationship with our mother or our situation as a mother. But whether it's about Mother's Day or anything else, grief is a natural, necessary part of healing. Whatever you're healing, knowing that grief and joy can coexist. Steering clear of the drama. I hear the drama. I see the drama. I fire up my jetpack and blast away from the drama. So, really, whether it's today or any other day, it's important to detach yourself from the drama. Even if, it's family, friends, coworkers, whatever it is, not letting the drama affect your day. Grand Rising, happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating the holiday today. Kind of going back to, there we go. Third chakra, solar plexus in harmony. Solar plexus is represented by the color yellow. It is represented by the lotus with 10 petals. Regulates the pancreas, stomach, liver, spleen, gallbladder, small intestines, abdomen, sternum, and back. Personal areas of growth, self-esteem, relating to the world around us. Inner harmony. Where am I from? I'm in Tennessee. All right, so we'll get incense lit for the solar plexus, which is lemongrass. Shout out to Elegant Expressions Aromatherapy for the incense. I get them at Dollar Tree, but I've mentioned it several times before in videos. There are a bunch of other brands, you know, that do chakra incense, fragrances. So they may not necessarily be the same, but in my scrolling on Amazon, I have learned that there's a lot of different brands that do it. All right. Inner harmony. I trust my innate wisdom and respond accordingly. I do not allow my mind to create doubt or to override my strong gut feelings. I accept and express my feelings while accepting the feelings of others. I am at peace with myself and those around me, and I do not harbor unrealistic expectations of myself or others. I release the need to control others. My personal power is free from ego and from any desire to manipulate or exploit situations or people. The foundation of all my thoughts and actions is trust in myself. So very much lining up with the steer and clear of the drama. Find your inner harmony, your inner peace. Making decisions based on what's best for you, not necessarily what's best for everybody else, but doing it in a respectful, trustworthy, understanding way. Do not harbor unrealistic expectations of yourself or others. We talked about that in the last video. Just like with anything else, it's about balance. I mean, expectations are natural. You know, there's things that we plan or that we aspire to, and that, that's expectations. But having realistic expectations, understanding that, what you desire, that was quick, may not necessarily come in the form that you want it to. It may not come in the time or the way that you want it to. Self-sufficiency and challenges is what came out for the Wild Offering Oracle. Self-sufficiency. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead, it's saying, God is my source and I am willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. So, relying on your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, knowing that even though it may not look the way we want it to look, having faith and trusting in your gut that you've made the right decisions to put you in the right path. Once again, lining up with the inner harmony. Then we got challenges. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over divine and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. So letting go of the burden, letting go of the grief, steering clear of the drama, trusting in your own ability to make the right decision, trusting that what you desire is meant for you, that what's meant to be will be. That kind of going back to the expectations. We have dreams, we have goals, we have plans, but things don't necessarily always go the way we want them to or the way we plan them to in our minds. Being able to go with the flow and trust in divine timing, trust in God, trusting your angels, ancestors, spirit guides that, the signals that you're getting from your own intuition are right. And that steering clear of drama is a very important part of that, right? If you're constantly tangled up in other people's drama, you lose focus. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to pull from the Namaste Stress Less deck. Last time we got Remember the Things You Are Good At. So, if you're around families, friends, coworkers, spouses, whatever, and maybe they're making you doubt the way you're living your life, don't allow that to affect your goals and where you're trying to get in your life. Everybody has their own opinion, but you don't have to let that affect your inner peace. Respecting the fact that, they have the right to their own opinion, but in the end, it's your life. Don't feel the need to participate in the drama. Don't exaggerate the situation any more than it needs to be. All right. Namaste, stress less. Detaching from the drama will significantly impact your stress in your daily life. If you can detach from the drama, it makes life so much easier. This is two that we got. Lengthen your day and write a love letter. We're going to put them back in and just skip one. We just want one. There it is. Barefoot walk. So getting grounded, spending time in nature, even if you're not literally like going for a hike in the woods, just go in your backyard and walk around barefoot. Do you remember what it feels like to have fresh grass between your toes? When was the last time you allowed your bare feet to touch the earth and feel everything underneath them? Give yourself a moment to walk barefoot. Invite all the sensations into your body. Walk slowly and calmly. Slow, calm movement that invites vulnerability, like walking barefoot, can help ground you in the moment. Feel your body relax into this exercise. I mean, you don't even really have to think of it like an exercise. Just get out and walk barefoot. For me, clover it's like nature's carpet. It's so soft to walk on, and depending on where you're at, you have to be careful. You might have prickly stuff growing in your grass. I can't remember what kind of grass it is, but there's a certain kind of grass that has like little pricklies on it, and that stuff hurts. They get stuck in the bottom of your feet. So, if you don't walk around in your yard a lot barefoot and you don't know what kind of grass you have, just be careful. But that being said, walking, I do it naturally. Like, I hate wearing shoes. I love walking barefoot, except on hot sand or hot concrete. That can be, or hot gravels. But that being said, it does help you get grounded, and if you can quiet your mind enough, you can almost hear the energy from the earth coming into your body. Okay, now we'll pull from the Angels of Abundance. Even if you have to go to a park or somewhere, to find grass. I know it all depends on where you live. I live in the country, so grass isn't hard to come by. But that being said, if you have to go to a park or something to find some grass, do that. And if you can, even sit on the grass. Really get grounded and take 5 or 10 minutes out of your day to just sit and listen and try to quiet your mind a little bit. Okay. Angels of Abundance. You'd be surprised at the relief that you get mentally if you can make time to do that. Just to get outside and, get away from people, electronics, distractions. Even if you only do it for 5 or 10 minutes a day, you'd be surprised at the difference it can make. Ask for your needs to be met, and gratitude list is what we got for the angels of abundance. No more complaining on the bottom of the deck. We got that not too long ago. And then focus on your priorities on the top of the deck. Ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped, and it begins with asking. We have not because we ask not. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. So that kind of goes back to the self-sufficiency that we got from the Wild Offering Oracle. Asking for help, being able to ask for help from your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. Gratitude list. A lot of green. We got a lot of green last time. Green is associated with the heart chakra. She's up in the clouds and she's holding the moon. That's a full moon. This one is more of a biblical scene. It's got a donkey and a lamb. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What were we already talking about? Clearing your mind a little bit. And I just said something about the heart chakra. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude, and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. So all that really very much lines up together. Gratitude always finds a way of coming out. But, being grateful for what you have right now, being able to ask for help, knowing that the attitude of gratitude will bring in more of that positive energy and bring in more of what you need. Focus on your priorities. She's holding a lamp. She's very different from any of the other angels that we've seen. She's very simply dressed. She has a wrap around her head. When you put your focus, where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. That very much lines up with the challenges oracle that we got. Taking time to analyze and understand what your priorities are, and seeing if your way of thought needs to be realigned. Maybe you've kind of veered off track a little bit. We all do it, especially, when you have a lot of holidays and stuff going on back to back. The outside world very much can distract us from our priorities, from what's important. Don't let drama, be that family, friends, coworkers, don't let drama distract you from your priorities. Walk barefoot, get grounded so that you can stay in the frame of mind of inner harmony. Okay, now we'll pull from the Affirmators. Last time we got we took 3 from the Affirmators. Manifestation, love, and ideal partnership. There was a lot of green in those cards. We did see a lot of heart chakra energy last time. Still kind of seeing it out here this time too. You know, knowing that it's okay to protect your heart, but at the same time, don't keep it completely shut off. That's not what I do here, but, you know, I appreciate the communication. All right, self-help without the self-helpiness from the Affirmators deck. Steering clear of the drama can be a challenge in itself. Generosity was the first card that came out. Then we got good things to come on the bottom of the deck, followed by abundance. Story of my life on the top of the deck. Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. So going back to the Angels of Abundance, ask for your needs and gratitude, sharing that energy, putting good energy out so that good energy will come back to you in the form that you need it to. Generosity lines up with gratitude. Being generous with others is a way to show gratitude. And then story of my life. This is the first time we've gotten this card. It's a snake with a ball cap and a bushel of roses, giving roses to a mouse. He's given, yeah. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have a sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for Best Inner Monologue. So, making the best out of a bad situation, being good to others, you know, loving your enemies. It was 23:22 when I looked at the timer. You know, remembering the good parts. You know, I was just talking about this the other day. It is scientifically proven that we are more likely to remember the bad memories than we are the good memories. So making it a point to remember the good memories, you know, knowing that we all have trials and tribulations that we go through, but trying to see it from a different perspective to where even the tough parts, you know, you can find the inner beauty, as it says in the card, but you can see things from a different perspective to where you can find, you know, the positives in a negative situation. All right, now we're going to pull from the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Last time we got growth and dissipating, the yellow and green again, and that seems to be showing up in today's pull as well. Be the narrator of your own story. Don't let other people's judgment of the choices that you're making deter you from what's best for you. Being grateful for even the hard times. You know, knowing that a lot of times those tough chapters that we go through help us build who we are. It helps us learn about ourselves. A lot of times, going through a bad situation can allow you to see something about yourself that needs to be healed or needs to be worked on or even needs to be loved on. You know, a lot of us need to love on our inner child better because we didn't really get to be children when we were growing up. You know, a lot of, I think it's kind of in general speaking, but I know with at least my generation, a lot of us kind of had to grow up on our own, and we had to grow up really fast because we had single parents. Service came out. Orange, which is sacral chakra. Impasse on the bottom of the deck, also orange, followed by perseverance. Facade on the top of the deck. Yellow lining up with our chakra, followed by joy. A lot of sacral and solar plexus energy today. That's where we store a lot of that childhood trauma, is in, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here. That's where we store a lot of that, is in our sacral and solar plexus. I acknowledged facade, but we're actually going to read the one that came out, and then the two that were on the bottom. Service, impasse, and perseverance. Service lining up with generosity. Being generous and in service to others. Honey Adams. I attract to you whatever you desire if you give up your desire. Interesting. All right, let's go. The legend. Honey Adams loves her 3 children very much and had a rewarding family life, though sometimes she regretted never finding a career outside the home. At the end of her life, she realizes that this quote unquote failure was not a failure at all. She achieved something more important, passing on a legacy of service to her daughter, Franny. Being a mother is a great accomplishment. How crazy is that? Hello, I see you. How crazy is that came out on Mother's Day? Inspiration. Are you seeing your life as it really is? Though we may wish things to be different, often we create just what we need. This is an opportunity to look at where you are today, give up what you think you deserve, and start being of service. Personal inquiry. How does the idea of service inspire me? How can I make the most of my present situation? What can I give? Key ideas. Favoritism, unwillingness to compromise values, finding contentment, the joy of service, and precious memories. Key words: compassion, loyalty, and strength. So very, very, very much going with the generosity, the gratitude, remembering the good memories and not just the negative ones. When we get sad and when we start missing certain parts of our life, we have a tendency to focus on the bad instead of the good. All right, and then we have impasse, Reggie Rust. This path is obstructed. Reroute. The legend. Reggie Rust is a guardian angel. One day, two friends, Clem and Craig, are dismayed to discover Reggie blocking their path through the mountains, with no way to get around him. Wondering why Reggie wanted to stop them and not daring to try to pass, they take another route. Reggie then moves on, having predicted Clem and Craig from having protected Clem and Craig from a landslide ahead that would have claimed their lives. So, understanding that everything happens for a reason, and even though it may seem negative at the time, we don't know what's going on in the background. We don't know what our angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, that what they could be protecting us from or redirecting us to. Inspiration. This is a reroute, not an ending. The path is blocked and you are at an impasse, but the goal is still there. Don't wait for your present situation to change. Stay focused and find another path. Personal inquiry. How adaptable am I? What does this card reveal about my feelings and my reaction to delays? Keywords: change of direction, regroup and refocus, protection from harm, guardian angels. Keywords: wisdom, opportunity, and surrender. So being grateful to your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and the Most High for protecting us from things that we don't see. Understanding that even though you may be at an impasse, it's not the end. It's just, what's that saying? It's not a no, it's just a not right now. So it may be about timing. Looking at loss as a form of an impasse. That loss may be there to teach us something. All right, and then we got perseverance. Carrot colored cloak. Don't quit before the miracle. Wow, all of it lining up. While you're waiting for things to realign, be generous and share your time, your energy, your love with other people, with nature. Just make sure that you steer clear of the drama. Don't let the challenges that you're going through, the impasses, the redirection, the detour, don't let that discourage you from staying true to your intuition. Listen to your gut and trust yourself that you've made the right choices and that you may be in a time of rest right now. A lot of us are going through a lot of changes spiritually because of all the things that are happening socially, just in the world. The world is changing. All right. Perseverance, carrot colored cloak, don't quit before the miracle. The legend. Shannon's carrot colored cloak is a gift from a famous stage actress, and she wears it always as a symbol of her own talent. One day, frustrated by the sacrifices she has made in her long pursuit of success, Shannon throws off the cloak and gives up her acting career. The great goddess tries to convince Shannon to put the cloak back on and stay the course, but she doesn't listen. Just around the corner, had she persevered, was great success. The inspiration: when we do our chosen work, we are serving the highest order, confirming the service card. If we stop We upset the universal balance. What you work toward will materialize. You may not see it, but it lies ahead. So just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. We've already said that multiple times this morning. Personal inquiry. Can I ignore the feelings that would sidetrack me? Will I let go of fear and persevere? Key ideas: breaking through, unseen help at work, feeling taken for granted, overcoming doubts. Keywords: steadfast, success, and miracles. So, reinforcing the don't give up. Being grateful, kind of going back to what we talked about with the last video, being grateful for where you are. Even though you may not be where you want to be, at least you're not where you used to be. Embracing this time and using it to love on yourself, to find that inner harmony, to go into nature, to get grounded, to get connected with your inner self, the spirit realm, your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. Making time to find that inner harmony, to find that inner peace. You know, we talk about that a lot. Depending on how busy your life is, that may not be something that comes really easy. You may actually have to plan or schedule that quiet time. Don't be discouraged by other people's drama. Focus on your priorities. And really going back to what we said at the beginning of the video, you know, just because it's not happening the way you envisioned it happening, just because things aren't going in the order that you think that they should go in, doesn't mean that you're off track. Your vision may just look different than the reality of how it's actually going to play out. Okay, now we're going to pull from the Wandering Heart Oracle. This will be the first time that I've pulled from this deck. I actually got it a while back, and it gave me like tarot card vibes. And so I really didn't mess with it for a while. But I got it out yesterday and started looking at it and reading some of the descriptions for the cards. And I think it will be appropriate for today, with it being Mother's Day. The Wandering Heart Oracle by Rena Biddy. We're just going to get one from here. Mourning, sadness, grieving, loss. A lot of green in this card. Green is heart chakra energy. Mourning. So very much lining up with what today is. And let me just say that just because, like, we miss our mothers even when it's not Mother's Day, right? We don't need Mother's Day to remind us that they're not here. Mourning what was, mourning the past, mourning how life used to be. You know, wishing we could go back and back in time and enjoy some of the experience, some of those moments again. Remembering the good memories. Mourning, can we all mourn differently? Card number 23. Notice she's alone in this card. She's out in nature. Very much going back to the Namaste card, barefoot walk. She's outside. The grief will haunt you if you don't make friends with it. Heartbreak and worry. The foundation of what brings you the most of both fulfillment and satisfaction has collapsed. You are encouraged to fall apart if need be. With time, you will recover. Look at this card as if it were the Tower. You are either at the end of something or the beginning. The longer you hold on to the pain and distress, the longer misery has a hold on you. This is not a time to repress your feelings and put on a brave face. Spirit warns that you need to confront yourself and unpack your devastation before you can carry on. So that may be part of the impasse. It's making me think of the Wild Offering Oracle feelings. Feelings need to be felt. We need to acknowledge them and experience them, even if that feeling is mourning. 4111 when I looked at the timer. You are in the process of removing your attachment to what is no longer. You have optimism about the future. You understand that in order to grow, you can't obsess over the illusions you were married to. You've had time to sit and think. Now it's time to take the steps to actively heal. Now is the time to learn how to smile again. So overcoming the grief, actually feeling it and processing it and understanding it so that you can find another way, so that you can overcome the impasse, so that you can finding a way to heal so that you can move forward, persevering through the grief. Kind of going back to what we talked about in the last pull. Being generous and being of service to others will help with the grief, with the mourning. Confirmation. Okay. I knew there were, like, I very much felt pulled to this deck. I've had it for quite some time and never actually pulled from it. I think that message was very relevant, especially for today. All right, now we'll get an angel number. Last time we had 44, 42, 89, 89, and 15, 15. I hear the drama. I see the drama. I fire up my jetpack and blast away from the drama. That is our mantra for the day. The impasses that we come to in life are challenging. Like, that could be the challenges that it was talking about earlier when we got that Oracle card. Whatever impasse that's happening, whatever decisions need to be made. You know, are you going to stay on this path? Are you going to take the detour? Are you going to find another way? Are you going to persevere through the challenges? I'm really feeling the mourning. Like, I think it was very appropriate for the day. 44, 42 on the timer. That was one of the angel numbers that we got last time. That's kind of cray-cray. I just read that card. And I keep looking at the fact that she's alone. Like, you don't have to share your grief with others. You don't have to, you don't have to let other people be part of that process. A lot of times, for us to truly be able to feel our emotions, that's easier done when you're alone. Ask for help if you need it. $13.13, seek comfort. 404 on the bottom of the deck, mind energy. And 420 on the top of the deck, potential. Seek comfort, protection, assurance, support, safety, angels, reassurance. So affirming the angel energy, ancestor guides, the Most High, asking them for help to help you through your mourning process, to help you persevere. Confirmation. The number 1313 brings special protection from your angels. They want you to know that you can seek comfort and safety under their watchful care, as they work extra hard to shield you from any negativity. In what areas of my life do I need extra comfort and protection? And how can I seek it with the reassurance of my angels? Take a moment to create a comforting space for yourself, whether through relaxation techniques, meditation, or connecting with a trusted friend. Remember that you are under the care of your angels. So wherever you have to go, whatever you have to do to get that quiet time, to become still enough to where you can actually feel and it be your energy, not somebody else's energy. 404, mind energy. Focus, determination, preparation, mental strength, clarity, resolve, and future readiness. So focus on your priorities, very much a confirmation on that. Prepare your mind for future challenges. Mental strength and focus will help you overcome obstacles with determination and hard work. Going with the perseverance. Focus on your priorities, clearing your mind so that you can focus on your priorities. What mental habits do I need to strengthen in order to be fully prepared for future challenges? Set aside time each day for mindfulness or mental exercises that can improve your focus and clarity. Visualize yourself successfully overcoming future obstacles. So once again, confirming to make time for that. Make time to focus. Take time out of your day to decide what your priorities are. Ask for help from the spirit realm if you need it. And persevere through whatever confusion or grief or impasses that you may be struggling with. So the ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on the spirit realm, relying on the Most High. And then we had 420, potential. Easter was on 420 this year. Potential, opportunities, adventure, dreams, courage, future, and goals. This card reminds you of your potential in life. With your angels supporting you, it's time to embrace new opportunities and adventures and follow your heart toward the future. Reflect on your goals and aspirations. Wow. What new opportunities am I ready to pursue? And how can I align them with my long-term goals? Identify one new opportunity or goal you have been considering and take a concrete step toward pursuing it today. Trusting in your potential and the support of the universe. So going back to the very beginning with the solar plexus chakra, the inner harmony, trusting your own intuition, finding inner peace with the choices that you've made, coming through, persevering through the detours and the unexpected challenges that you may have experienced, getting back on track, letting go of the grief, mourning it and letting it go, knowing that, grief is a natural, necessary part. Whether you're grieving the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, whatever you're grieving or mourning. Potential, mind, energy, and comfort. So find comfort in knowing that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High are with you. They're helping you. They're giving you those gut feelings and trying to nudge you in the right direction so that you can find a different path. Yeah. All right, now we'll get a celestial insights. So very much reaffirming the making time to set new goals, to focus on your priorities. What are your priorities? Are there things that are getting your energy that aren't serving your highest good? The mourning can also be mourning the way life used to be. Knowing that life will never be that way again. Being grateful for those times, being grateful for the happy memories that you have, not letting the sadness of whatever you're mourning take over the happy memories that you do have. Seeing the potential through the pain. Confusion, allure, cherish, and courage. We had admiration and true love on the bottom of the deck. Time and let go love on the top of the deck. So once again, kind of confirming the time. Things may not always play out in the time that we think that they should. Lean not on your own understanding. Know that there's things going on in the background that we don't see happening. All right, confusion. Confusion is temporary and leads to clarity. If you are feeling lost, slow down, be patient, and allow clarity to emerge in its own time. So as the situations play out, just being patient and going with the flow. Allowing time for things to play out. Allure, cherish. Cherish the beauty that attracts you. Have you been too busy to appreciate the good things around you? Take time to enjoy and value the moments and people that bring you joy. Just another confirmation. Taking the time to appreciate the past, the present, and the way appreciating the blessings and those yet to come. And then courage. Courage is the power to overcome any obstacle. Are you facing a tough decision? Don't shy away. Take that leap forward and discover your own strength. So, once again, just confirming, trust your gut intuition. Trust that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High are working for you in the background. Prepare your mind for future challenges. Mental strength and focus will help you overcome obstacles with determination and hard work. Protection from your angels. A lot of that out here right now. 1313 brings special protection from your angels. They want you to know that you can seek comfort and safety under their watchful care as they work extra hard to shield you from any negativity. So, not letting the drama of the challenges distract you from what's important. You know, staying focused. If you're not focused, getting focused. Knowing that you're on the right path, that you've made trusting in your own decision-making skills. You know, knowing that as long as you take the time to sit with yourself and to really process all of it before jumping into a decision, that's very important. Make sure that you're making decisions based on what's best for you. All right, now we're going to get an animal spirit card. Last time we got cobra, moth, and scorpion. Remembering that being of service is one of many ways to show gratitude. You know, maybe when you go take that time in nature, you can, you know, say you're going on a walk, take a bag with you and, you know, wear some gloves and pick up trash while you're taking that walk. You know, show being of service to Mother Earth. It doesn't necessarily, those acts of service don't necessarily have to be for people. You know, volunteer at a humane society. You know, go love on some fur babies for a little while. My mom used to do that a lot. I'm more of the pick up garbage when I'm taking a walk. But that's just only because I'm not really able to, that's really about the only thing I can do right now. So even if you're, you know, even if you don't necessarily have anything to give physically, giving the gift of your time is the best gift that you could ever give. You can't get a refund on your time. You know what I mean? That is the most valuable thing you can give. All right. Wow, that was quick. Lion. Peacock on the bottom of the deck. Nightingale on the top of the deck. We did see Peacock last time in the Animal Allies deck, which we'll pull from that next. Lion, Peacock, and Nightingale. Lion is fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sag. I don't normally say the signs like that. I'm not sure why I was drawn to say that, or guided to say that, I guess. Be the proper way. Okay, patient, regal, and a complete master. So once again, patience. Page 144. We're at 59:48 on the timer. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof. Yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste their energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where your quest begins. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious. To bring into balance, daily meditation and friendship. So once again, the meditation also, it mentions others, like others' opinions of us. That kind of goes back to the drama, and the inner harmony. Not letting other people's opinions, views, expectations. We talked about expectations earlier. Not letting that affect which course of action we choose to take. All right, and then we have Peacock and Nightingale. Those are both air energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Peacock and Nightingale. And I guess I don't really need to say it again, but we did get Peacock in the last card pull we did. Peacock, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unraveled. It's easy to think it's come from the plumage. But the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward infinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life. So it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within the psyche. Wow. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, kind. When out of balance, can't digest situations. To bring into balance, meditation on navel. So that very much goes with the solar plexus and sacral chakra, which we've been seeing a lot of that energy today. Healing, mourning, feeling it so that you can digest it, so that you can let it go. To assimilate or digest all experiences in life. So it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within the psyche. So letting it go. Feeling it, acknowledging it, asking your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High with help if you need it to be able to process the pain and let it go. A lot of that energy out here today. All right, and then Nightingale. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When in balance, sings, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy, lump in the throat. To bring into balance, music. So finding a way to express what you're feeling, whether it's writing it down, singing about it. A lot of people have to actually physically get it out energetically. So, exercising, spending time outside, doing a particular activity that helps you release whatever emotions you might be feeling. Knowing that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and the Most High want to be there to help you through that. A lot of people don't really understand the role of the spirit realm in our lives. A lot of people are just, they're ignorant to it, but not in a negative way, meaning they just don't have knowledge about it. They haven't been raised up that way, which I wasn't. My path very much led me on the journey of learning and experiencing myself so that, I guess so that I would have personal testimonies to be able to offer. But knowing that they are there for you, encouraging you to find a different way, knowing that it doesn't all have to be painful, that we can use the pain and get something positive out of it. Okay, now we're going to pull Animal Allies, the birds. And then we'll pull from the herbology. Perseverance is key through all of this, no matter what perspective you're looking at it, no matter what individual situation you might be seeing, perseverance is key. No matter how many forms of discouragement you get, whether it's, from people around you or from yourself, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt that gut feeling. If you get a gut feeling about something, don't just pounce on it necessarily, but take the time to sit with it and try to understand why you feel that way. Ask the spirit realm to help you see it from a different perspective. And when all else fails, show gratitude and share that gratitude with acts of service. I can't think of her name right now, which is a shame because I used to watch her a lot, but she always used to say, overcome being nervous with acts of service. Those aren't the exact words that she used, but you get what I'm saying. When you're at an impasse in life and you're kind of having to wait for the smoke to clear per se, use that time to show gratitude and be of service to others, as others have been of service to you on this journey, whether we acknowledge it or not, which we should. There are many people that come into our lives throughout our journey that are of service to us in one way, shape, or form. All right, we'll get an Animal Ally card. A lot of fours out here again today in the angel numbers. We've been seeing a lot of fours in the angel numbers the last couple videos. And we did get angel number 420, which Easter was on 420. That's the cusp of Aries, Taurus. Owl. Starling on the bottom of the deck. Seagull on the top of the deck. It's the first time we've gotten owl. Owls represent knowledge, wisdom. Owls are also nocturnal. They're more active at night than during the day. Owl superpowers: intuition, power, acknowledging reality, change, mystery, wisdom, hidden abilities, prosperity, self actualization, and night energy. Owl wisdom. The key to dismantling obstacles or blocks is to recognize what is already working and focus on that. Bam! Focus on priorities. Everything needed to feel good and or succeed already exists and is available. When owl appears, examine ways you may be holding back and resources you may be overlooking. Take a close look at your shadow self. Pierce through illusions, self-made or otherwise. Dude, that's hitting the nail on the head with what we've already seen out here. Owl wants you to know you have everything you need inside of you. It's simply a matter of strengthening what's weak and giving yourself grace. You are a wise and wild creature. Start owning it. Bam. The key to dismantling obstacles or blocks is to recognize what is already working and focus on that. Lining up with the focus on your priorities. Examine ways you may be holding back and resources you may be overlooking. So don't forget that you have the spirit realm working for you in the background. Don't forget to show gratitude to them. Don't forget to ask them for help. Do you need help figuring out what needs your energy and what doesn't? Figuring out which ways have worked in the past and persevering through the learning process of figuring out what works and what doesn't, having the courage to do that. Don't let your own self-doubt get you confused. Don't start questioning yourself just because things aren't necessarily going the way you planned. All right, now we'll get an herbology card. Last time we got Motherwort Strength, card number 13. We did get 1313 today. Seek comfort. Also, don't get too comfortable. Don't get so comfortable in your current situation that you let it pull you away from your priorities. You know, just because things are comfortable doesn't mean that they're permanent. Persevering through the confusion. You know, perseverance and courage are basically the same thing. Having the courage to keep going even when you may be confused. Pushing through the confusion. Seeing the beauty in the things that may not look beautiful. It may be difficult. But knowing that it's just an impasse, that it still has beauty to offer. One just fell on the floor. Rebirth, number 50. I just popped right out of there. All right. That's way too many. Metamorphosis is what's on the top of that stack. Valerian, acceptance. Card number 44, fours again. Valerian root, that helps a lot with anxiety and with sleeping. I actually have valerian root. Acceptance. Card number 44. So a lot of emphasis on fours. Loosening, acceptance, embracing, imperfection, persistence, and flow. Astrological ruler is Neptune. Ancient physicians referred to this plant as Phu, Phu, due to the pungency of its smell. Valerian root does smell bad. Phew, I get it. Okay. Yeah. It reference due to the pungency of its smell. Referenced in text as smelly old socks. It does smell bad. While other names of the plant, such as all heel and cut finger, are common, the Latin origin of valerian's name comes from valer, meaning to be strong and healthy. Oh, valor. Okay. In medieval Sweden, valerian was sometimes placed in the wedding clothes of the groom to ward off the enemy of the elves and protect the marriage. It was said to be used by witches to protect and unbind those who were the target of evil spells. The Nordic goddess Herthia put valerian on her riding crop, causing the stag she rode to increase in power and speed. In combination with the bridle of hops, valerian is suspected to have helped facilitate the journey between realms. The liminal space often inhabited by witches or between waking and sleeping life. Both the Greeks and Celts used valerian to ward off evil, traditionally hanging it in bunches around windows to repel spirits and protect the home from lightning. They also used it to consecrate ritual tools, promote peace, provide purification, break hexes, and enhance stability and happiness. A growing number of clinical trials now show how various types of valerian improve sleep quality and insomnia, exhaustion, fatigue, and pain. Valerian resembles Neptune's archetype as the herb powerful, greatly relaxes the body and mind to experience deep states of rest, sleep, and even access the other worlds. Neptune is the planet of dreams, other realms, the subconscious mind, the psychic mind, imagination, and a fundamental connection to spirituality. Valerian assists us in abandoning the story that keeps us bound to one reality, allowing us to access beyond our physical body into a greater mystical reality. Guidance. Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us to zoom out of a situation that might be overloading with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet goals. Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy. When we're overly analytical and judgmental in high trigger mode, the message here is to take measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there is a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. So, once again, talking about going with the flow, embracing the impasses, embracing the unknowns. Story of my life. Know that the story isn't set in stone. Valerian. You can get that in like capsule form. But I also have it in raw form where you can like make tea and tinctures out of it. But it is right in what it said about how it smells. I didn't know that it had those nicknames, but it is extremely smelly. There's nothing about it that smells good. Give me a second and I'll get the jar and show you what it looks like. 21:22 on the timer when I looked. That could have been a mess. That's what it looks like in raw form. This is, it's mostly the root that they use. If they use the leaves and stuff, that's not something that I've ever used. But you can make, it's very good for helping you sleep, anxiety. I wouldn't suggest taking it during the day, no matter what kind of form you use it in, at least until you know how it's going to affect your body. All right, 1:22:22 on the timer when I look. We're going to get a crystal and mineral card. And then we'll pull from the Archangel and Mary Magdalene. It's 528 hertz. Whole body regeneration is what has been playing in the background for our healing frequency for the day. Renewal, endurance, and power. Carnelian. During the Bronze Age, early artisan crafted and traded carnelian beads. So used a lot in jewelry. Let's see. Carnelian is often associated with fire, boldness, creativity, and transformation. It's believed to inspire action, boost confidence, and help overcome fear. In some cultures, it's seen as a protector against negative energy and misfortune. Known as the stone of action, it helps break through procrastination and encourages taking decisive steps. Believed to help clear emotional blockages, promote mental clarity, and offer relief from anxiety. So very much lining up with the valerian. Said to stimulate creativity, passion, especially for artists and writers. Enhance self-esteem, combat feelings of inadequacy, fostering a sense of inner strength. So very much correlating with everything we've already seen out here this morning. Very much connecting with the color orange, sacral chakra. All right, now we'll pull Archangel of Fire Oracle, and then we'll pull from Mary Magdalene, and we'll be done. Last time we got Cameo, number 9. Last time with the minerals, we got Malachite. Having the courage to take the path less traveled. Having the courage to be true to who you are and confirmation and not what others want you to be. We're not going to take these because there's 2 of them. We just want 1, but we'll acknowledge them. Haniel, number 8, and Requiel, number 11. Tahariel, number 37. Native Indigenous Energy. There's an eagle, a butterfly, a lot of different feathers. She's holding a baby. Card number 37. Rainbow Child. The angel of purity and perfection. The angel of purity and purification. Like her image in the card, Tahariel embodies all colors of the rainbow, perfectly blended to create the white light of the divine. This pure light is your light, for we are all perfect sparks of the Creator. There is a Native American prophecy which says that when the earth is ravaged and the animals are dying, a new tribe of people shall come unto the earth from many colors, classes, creeds, and who by their actions and deeds shall make the earth green again. The right here on my head just got really cold. Like, I can almost feel my heartbeat right there. They will be known as the warriors of the rainbow. Many high vibrational. Can I just say that I realize that in society now, the rainbow represents something different. But the true meaning of the rainbow is the promise that God gave us. It has nothing to do with pride. So let me, I don't say that specifically to offend anybody, but it's the truth. The rainbow, the meaning of the rainbow has been very much altered. Many high vibrational souls are incarnating at this time to assist with our ascension. Ooh, I just got really nauseous all of a sudden. Hold on. The angels have shown me that certain old souls have been chosen to go through multiple evolutionary cycles in this one lifetime, shifting from indigo and crystal children into rainbow and diamond souls. In order to become keepers of the new earth, rainbow and diamond-like frequencies. If you have drawn this card, it is likely you are currently undergoing an evolution and are now stepping into your rainbow child essence. Tahariel's light is exquisite because it contains all the colors, but at the same time, it contains none of them. So it acts as a kind of void where everything is possible and yet it is all inclusive. It is the light of all creation, the still point between the in and the out breath. It is the purest and most refined crystalline essence of everything in existence. When you are bathed in this light, everything is illuminated before you on your path to truth, even the things you might perhaps wish to remain blind to. Tahariel's light will bring discernment and may require you to step beyond your comfort zone at times, but it will also protect you from that which is not for your highest good. Didn't we talk about that already today? Be prepared to release anything that isn't serving your soul's purpose and step into the true light of the divine. Message: honor your sensitivity. Let go of self-limitation and acknowledge the purity of your heart. Every child is born of light. You're returning to your true state of innocence. Take heed of Tahariel's wishes by protecting the innocent and looking after your sweet inner child. Didn't we talk about the inner child earlier? Yes, we did. Adulting can feel tough sometimes, so allow yourself a play day. Remove yourself from harsh people and environments and switch off the news. We talked about that already. When your soul is calling for more gentleness, it is time to purify your energy and create a safe sanctuary within which to honor your purity. The time has come for things on this planet to change, and you are one of the change makers. Just make sure you take care of your heart first. Page 121, very much in a nutshell, everything that we've said this morning. Being able to persevere through those moments of doubt, of lack, of confusion, knowing that it's all for a purpose. You're learning, you're growing, you're healing, and that in itself is gonna help you through the impasses. Confirmation. Okay, now we'll pull from the Mary Magdalene and we'll be done. I didn't realize this was so obvious on the camera. This is the little bit of poison ivy that I've got left. I've been fighting it for about the past 2 weeks. I started out on this arm. This arm is way better. There's a little scarring left, but not much. But anyways, it kind of spread a little bit of everywhere, and this is the last little spot that's left. So I'll be thankful when it's gone. It makes me itch just thinking about it. Poison ivy, poison oak. It is that time of year. So, just a little heads up. Be aware when you're out there, when you're outside in nature. If you don't know what poison ivy and poison oak looks like, I have to remind myself every year. I don't know why, but go online, Google it, and find out what it looks like. Save yourself, some body drama. All right, last time we got Mary Magdalene. Love only ever expands. Mary, Mary, full of grace, what advice can you give us today? For a lot of us, allowing ourselves to mourn can be a challenge. For a lot of us, it's because we were never allowed to really express our emotions We were children, kind of going back to what we talked about the inner child, allowing your feelings to be felt so that you can, you know, so that you can overcome it. This too shall pass. Very much embracing your inner harmony, your inner wisdom, your inner knowing. Having gratitude for the help that you're getting that we get behind the scenes every day from our angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High. Even if we don't acknowledge, you know, physically or verbally or even mentally, if we don't acknowledge that they're there, that is another message in this, is acknowledging that they're there, thanking them, having the gratitude. Reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with your spirit guides. Allowing your inner beauty to show on the outside. Reconnecting with your creative side, with your inner child. For a lot of us, we struggle with being creative because that is part of our inner child. That's where our creativity comes from. Embracing and cherishing the positive things in our life will help us overcome the negative. The legacy. Love is always legendary. Card number 52. We just recently got that. The Anointed. I rise with only more soul. And then the second power on the top of the deck. I trust what my soul desires. It hasn't been that long since we got the legacy. We just got that the other day. I think when we got the last, the Mother's Day message, I think that was like a week ago. Yeah. Yes. I guess we're going to read it because I want to not read it because it hasn't been that long since we got it, but I kind of feel like this is a continuation of that. So let's do it. I dreamt once that I was at the bottom of the ocean. I felt this impossible weight on me as if I was holding up the entire ocean with my tiny little back. Then this unexpected ripple of light made me lift my head. I glanced up to see a huge mirror right in front of me. At first, all I could see was the suffering on my face from the weight. But then I saw my grandfather standing beside me, and he had that glowing look of love that he often used when he was alive. I noticed that he was just the first of an endless line of ancestors, all looking at me with that same love gaze. And they were all there holding up the weight of the ocean with me. Whenever I feel this sense of having to do something on my own, or of being alone with my sadness, or with a choice about my life that is creating stress, I remember that I am part of a great unending chain of love that has come before me. I am just one tiny link. My life is not linear. It does not just begin and then end. My life is a continuation of all the love that has been passed on to me. Love is always legendary. Even though a loved one has passed on and is no longer visible, the love that they are lives on with us from within us. Each time we allow love to overwhelm an unforgiving state we've fallen into, we are connected again to them. All love lives on through us, from within us, hidden and unseen, yet no less real. This is the form of vision Mary Magdalene practiced. This is how she was able to see Christ within her heart. And maybe this is what Mary shared with Sarah and all those around her. This is the form of vision that lifts the weight of what we thought we had to do alone. This is the form of vision that connects us to the legacy of love we each come from. And this is why Mary responds to Peter in her gospel, quote, "I will teach you about what is hidden from you," end quote, referencing Mary chapter 3, verse 6. The soul voice meditation, whose love lives on through me. Very much again referencing our angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, knowing that their love is always with us. They're always there helping us and guiding us. But we have to be willing to not only ask for that help, but receive it when it comes, even if it's not in the way that we think, even if it's not how we expected it. I will go back and see what video. You can go back as well. When the legacy card, let's see. I think it was like a week ago that video, Mother's Day message 4 days ago, that we got that same card, the legacy. Love is always legendary. So yeah, definitely, go check that video out. It was alive. It was streamed 4 days ago. If you go onto my page, it's the third video down, including the video that we're doing right now. So, a lot in that reading and in this one about connecting with the spirit realm, the spirit world, knowing that they're there. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. So stay focused. Don't give up. Try to find ways to allow yourself to mourn. Don't let your mourning distract you from your priorities. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, but don't think of it as a dead end. Think of it as an impasse. Really push and allow yourself to persevere. And if all else fails, be of service to somebody else. And that will help boost your energy. Okay? As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.